So you walk into an interview room, your heart pounding, and you see the hiring manager across the table, waiting to judge if you're the right person for the job. For many people, that moment is full of nerves and uncertainty. But what if you could walk into that room, feel calm, confident, and actually enjoy the experience? What if you could turn any interview into an opportunity to impress, connect, and show why you're the best choice? Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know not just how to answer any question they throw at you, but how to handle yourself with confidence, communicate powerfully, and leave a lasting impression that gets you closer to the job offer. We're going to cover everything from the questions you're likely to face to advanced techniques that'll help you feel prepared for anything that comes up. We'll go deep into some of the most common interview questions, explore why employers ask them, and walk through sample answers that showcase your strengths without sounding rehearsed. I'll also share tips on how to prepare mentally and practically, advice on answering tricky questions, and how to follow up in a way that keeps you top of mind. Let's start by building the foundation, preparing yourself before you even step into the interview room. Think of this as laying the groundwork for success. 1. Preparing before the interview. Laying the foundation preparation is the key to a successful interview, yet so many people underestimate this step. Many candidates just show up and hope for the best, but the truth is that interviewers can tell right away when someone has done their homework. Preparation shows respect for the interviewer's time, shows genuine interest in the role, and demonstrates that you're serious about the position. Preparing beforehand can even help calm your nerves because when you know what to expect, you feel more in control. So, where should you start? Begin by researching the company. Your goal is to know enough about the organization that you could confidently answer the question, why do you want to work here? This research goes beyond just glancing at their website. Dive deeper by looking at recent news articles, their social media, and any other resources you can find. For instance, maybe you discover that the company recently launched a new product, or they're involved in a social cause. Mentioning this in your interview shows you're engaged with what's happening in their world, and it sets you apart from other candidates who only did the minimum. Once you know about the company, it's time to look closely at the job description. This document is like a roadmap for what the interviewer will want to hear from you. Look for keywords like team player, self-motivated, or problem-solving skills, and consider examples from your past work or life experience that demonstrate these traits. Let's say the job description mentions effective communication as an essential skill. Think about times when you had to communicate clearly under pressure, or when you resolved a conflict by communicating openly and respectfully. These stories will become valuable in the interview because they provide concrete evidence of your abilities. Preparing a few specific stories in advance is another powerful way to stand out. Many interview questions require you to provide examples from your past experience, so think about a few situations that highlight your skills. Maybe you have a story about how you led a project under a tight deadline, or a time when you went above and beyond to solve a customer's problem. These examples are essential because they make your answers feel real and relatable, and they paint a picture of you as someone who brings valuable experience to the table. Now that you have the background knowledge and examples ready, you're prepared to walk into the interview with confidence. 2. Common interview questions and how to answer them with confidence. Every interview will be a little different, but there are a handful of questions that nearly every interviewer will ask. Knowing these common questions and how to answer them well is a huge advantage because it allows you to handle the beginning of the interview smoothly. A good start can set the tone for the entire conversation and make you feel more confident as you move into other questions. Let's break down a few of these typical questions, why interviewers ask them, and how you can respond. One of the first questions in almost any interview is, "Tell me about yourself." This question seems simple, but it's actually one of the most important parts of the interview. Interviewers use it to learn a bit about your background and to see if you can summarize your experience in a way that's focused and relevant to the job. A good approach here is to briefly share your professional background, Highlight your key skills and explain what brings you to this specific job. For example, you might say, I've spent the last 5 years working in marketing, where I specialized in digital campaigns. At my last job, I helped grow our online presence by 30% in 1 year, which taught me a lot about strategic planning and reaching audiences online. Now, I'm excited to bring those skills to your team and contribute to your upcoming projects. This answer is short but powerful. It gives the interviewer a quick summary of your experience, shows your impact, and explains why you're interested in this role. Another classic question is, why do you want to work here? This question is all about finding out whether you've done your research and if you genuinely want this job. It's an opportunity to show that you understand the company and how you see yourself fitting into their culture. Here's an example response. I admire how your company emphasizes innovation and customer satisfaction. I've followed your recent product launch, and I think it's fantastic how you're integrating sustainable practices into your business. I'm passionate about bringing my customer service experience to a company that values quality and integrity as much as I do. With an answer like this, you're not just saying that you want the job. You're showing you've looked into the company, and you see a meaningful alignment between their values and yours. When interviewers ask, "What are your strengths?" they're trying to see what skills you bring to the table and if those skills match what the job needs. Here's a good strategy for answering. Choose 2 or 3 strengths that fit the job and provide specific examples that demonstrate those strengths. You could say, one of my biggest strengths is time management. In my last position, I managed multiple projects with tight deadlines, and I developed a system to stay organized and keep track of everything. This helped my team complete projects on time without sacrificing quality. Notice how this answer doesn't just list a strength. It explains how that strength has helped you succeed. That's what interviewers are looking for. Evidence that your skills will bring real benefits to their team. Of course, not all interview questions are about your strengths. One of the trickier questions is, what are your weaknesses? Many candidates dread this question because it feels like you're being asked to highlight your flaws. But the secret to answering this question well is to choose a real weakness that won't affect your performance in the job, and then show how you're working to improve it. For instance, you could say, I sometimes find it challenging to delegate tasks, especially when I'm under pressure, because I tend to want to make sure everything is done perfectly. But I'm learning that trusting my team and letting go is actually more effective, and I've been practicing that by assigning smaller tasks and giving my team room to take ownership. This response is honest, but shows growth, which is exactly what interviewers want to see. Behavioral questions, which usually start with, "Tell me about a time when," are another staple of interviews. These questions are designed to see how you handle specific situations, and they give the interviewer insight into your problem-solving skills, teamwork, and resilience. A helpful framework for answering behavioral questions is the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Let's say you're asked, "Tell me about a time when you had to resolve a conflict at work." A STAR answer might sound like this. In my previous role, we had a tight deadline on a group project, and one of my colleagues wasn't meeting expectations. Situation. My task was to make sure we delivered on time, so I decided to speak with him privately to understand the problem. Task. I listened to his concerns, which turned out to be about unclear communication, and we came up with a plan to divide tasks more clearly. Action. In the end, we completed the project on time, and our teamwork improved significantly. Result. This method keeps your answer organized and gives the interviewer a clear picture of how you handled a real challenge. 3. Handling tough and unexpected questions with ease. Now, let's talk about handling the unexpected. Sometimes interviewers will ask off-the-wall questions like, if you were an animal, what would you be? Or how many basketballs would fit in a school bus? The key here isn't necessarily the answer itself, but how you respond under pressure. The interviewer is watching to see if you can stay calm, think on your feet, and approach a problem creatively. When you're asked a random question, take a breath, smile, and give a thoughtful answer that reflects your personality. If they ask, if you were an animal, what would you be? Example, answer 1. The wolf. If I were an animal, I'd be a wolf. Wolves are known for their strong sense of teamwork and loyalty, and they're also highly adaptable to different situations. I see myself as someone who values collaboration and can work effectively as part of a team. Just like a wolf in a pack, I'm committed to supporting my colleagues and achieving our goals together. Example answer 2. The owl. I'd choose an owl because owls are wise, observant, and great problem solvers. They take time to look at things from all angles, which is a lot like my approach to work. I'm detail-oriented and like to make well-thought-out decisions. I think this quality is really important, especially when it comes to roles where strategic thinking and attention to detail are valued. Remember that interviews are as much about showcasing your skills as they are about being genuine and connecting with your interviewer. Preparation, confidence, and a positive attitude will take you far, and every question is a chance to highlight who you are and why you're a great fit. So go into that room prepared, calm, and ready to let your personality shine. Believe in yourself, and remember, you've got this. Good luck, and may your next interview be the one that opens the door to your dream job.